an incredible match. What are you guys thinking? We've got, Steel Skydiver has come in on the Austin Burners, and both teams are pretty solid.
Yeah, they're Chrome single shots, Steel Skydiver. The Burners coming in off a win against St. Louis. Really looking to keep that stride going as the Destroyers coming in off a loss to the Raptors, who we just saw play. And obviously they're going to be looking to turn that record around and come right back. And they're going to be hungry. I think the Burners are going to be a force to be reckoned with. They were before the draft. They are after the draft as well. So obviously looking for them to continue to keep that streak going, and they're going to be coming out playing hard. I think the Destroyers are going to have to come in, obviously make some tweaks and adjustments to their team, to the gameplay we saw last week against the Raptors. And based on how the Raptors played last week, if they did some good work, they're patching up those holes. They're going to be quite the hill for the Austin Burners to climb tonight.
Yeah, the Austin Burners here, led by Chrome. They've got also with a single shot, Steel Skydiver Woosh. Tyler, you mentioned Steel Skydiver. He is also, I've come to call him the Steel Curtain, which is it's actually a reference to Pittsburgh sports, not a World War II reference, although it is ultimately a World War II reference. But from that's where the Steelers got it from, World War II, and then I've stolen it from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steel Skydiver, just one of the best goalies you're going to find there on that back line. And of course, the Los Angeles Destroyers, led by Loveridge. Here with Zenith Kazan as Big Bot. Isolate. Big Bot, I had the pleasure of playing with Big Bot just a couple weeks ago. And I got to be honest, he was a lot of fun to play with. He's a younger player and kind of gives off a very it's a fun energy. It's fun to play. There's certain people you can play with. It gets really serious. It gets very competitive, and it is serious and competitive when you play with Big Bot. But there's also a playful nature to it. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. And I'm confident he brings that same energy to this team here with Loveridge, probably the best mind in the game. At least his teammates would say that. I haven't learned firsthand personally because Loveridge is publicly short on words, but on his teams is known as the brain. He is probably one of the most intelligent players in the game. As one of the best minds for the game, as I understand it.
Yeah, we'll see if puts that big brain to work tonight and rallies the team to take down the Austin Burners. And they're going to need it tonight. They're going to need some to be in the mix, understanding what's happening, where they need to be when making those good play calls. And Loveridge is going to need every one of those brain bites tonight to mount this offense against the Burners and take them down, and as well control the defense.
As it will be the Los Angeles Destroyers game 2 win here this evening as a headbutt there from the Austin Burners is going to send it into the Destroyers bubble for Zenith. We'll get it picked up there first, touching it first for his team here in this first quarter. Loveridge handling it in the near side. Looking to send that one out. They had the chain together. Chain gets split up. This one's going to have to be recovered there on the far side. Big Bot trying to get there. Stunned out instead by, I believe it was Chrome for the Austin Burners. But somehow Loveridge coming away with it, sending it there to Zenith behind the goal, sends it in. Nice hook shot to kick us off here in the first quarter. Leverage to Zenith. Hello, Zen Mom.
And right back at it, showing off for the fam. Zenith putting 2 points there on the board as the Destroyers try to get out early in front of the Austin Burners and hold them at bay. And it's probably worth noting, I mean, we see some of our newer watchers may be asking, we see teams come out there in the neutral joust. Sometimes they come out with a headbutt. Sometimes they grab it, throw a pass. And, what makes a difference? And as I understand it, and correct me here if I'm wrong, Dimwee, but, on your way to the neutral joust, if you hit a headbutt there, there's less time, right? I don't have to pick up the disc. I don't have to figure out who to throw it to. I don't put the disc at risk of being turned over. If I just get there first, headbutt it, and keep the entire team moving. As you watch Zenith crawl into the bubble, walk it in, take his time with a little bit of taunt there to put 2 points on the board for a slam dunk.
Z, in fact, getting the first 2 goals of the game here. 4 points on the board, both from him. It's kind of you're gonna get there the quickest, as you don't have. I presume you have to. Though there isn't really much to it. I think it more feels like you're gonna be there the quickest, because you can always reach a little bit further, and as long as you're still re-grabbing, Yeah, I'm not sure why it's such a preferred offensive joust, especially since the teams tend to set up with 2 coming in at the disc and then 2 staying behind in case the other team wins the joust and it ends up on your side. As whoosh sends that one in on a perturbed goalie. Goalie was not stunned out. That was Kaznaz in the goal. Did not catch who was on him, but there was a player in his face. He actually got the stun out. Kaznaz got that player stunned out there. But because that player was in the face, that is going to be enough. That was Chrome, in fact, making that one easy there for Whoosh to get their team on the board. That's the Austin Burners' first goal here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's still a tight game, 2 points only, as both teams start filling each other out here in the first quarter. Ooh! Off a shot off the rim there. Little slap shot, not quite able to put that in.
Steel Skydiver, long shot, he's hit it.
Ooh.
Steel Skydiver, 45 meters out. Puts the Austin Burners in the lead here, 5-4, up by 1, 3 minutes into this first quarter. And, I opened the game talking about what a goalie he is. And here he goes and hits a tube shot, making himself look like an all-around player, which of course he is.
Yeah, there it is.
One that he wasn't picked up initially in the draft. He got brought up to the Austin Burners, as I understand it, and he was one I felt like they slept on in that draft. As Big Bot over there to Zenith. Zenith behind the goal, goes back. One more pass to Kaznaz. The Destroyers are back up by 1.
This is already shaping up to a great game. I mean, we all are, but this one, a lot of fast passing, a couple long shots there, and then just a lot of back and forth as both teams are putting all their skills on display here to see who can keep it up the longest.
Now another relay here. Burners really favoring. Well, you know what? They set up for a relay and then went weak side. But that's their ultimate setup there, and that's kind of a Whoosh bringing this one in. I got to shut my mouth as Whoosh is going to send that one in for the 2 to put the Austin Burners back up by 1. But watch that one back. That's one. So the Austin Burners are pretty consistently coming out on a relay. They send 2 to one side, 1 to the other, and that second player on that one side where the 2 goes deep quicker. They get one more boost off to go down deep. And on that last play, they did that same setup, but they went to, I would call it, they went to the weak side. It's kind of stealing a term from American football. They went to the weak side where there was only one player. Instead of going to the side where the other team might be setting up to disrupt, if they want to go to that side where they would expect you to send the relay. You're setting up for that relay, kind of catching them off guard, going to the weak side instead is Loveridge. Since they went in for the 2, we're going to be exchanging the lead right now. Los Angeles Destroyers up by 1, 8-7. But watch again here. So the Austin Burners on offensive joust, they'll probably come out on a relay. And watch, they're going to be picking a side here. And now that's something that the Destroyers have to contend with.
Yeah, and that's why these are the best players in the world. Like the quarterback coming out and making that decision on the fly. You've got to come out. You've got a strong side, weak side. You have to read the defense immediately and then pick a decision for which side you want to send that disc to based on what you're seeing out of the defense. And that's all happening in few seconds at a time for that quarterback to make that play.
And another one to point out. I got to point out another one here from the Burners. Their plays are really standing out to me, and this one, Steel Skydiver loses his hand on that one. They came out in a what was basically a split. They had 1 in each tube and 1 down center, but that 1 down center actually was going faster than the others, ended up on a relay. That was a beautiful relay that the Destroyers are going to turn around and get some points off of. Instead, Zenith with a 3, 21 meters out, putting his team up by 4.
Zenith is on a tear right now. The Austin Burners got to be figuring out how they can slow him down, because right now Zenith is the person keeping the Burners from taking and maintaining the lead over the Destroyers.
It's very interesting. Single shot was the man who went center there for the Austin Burners, and the only reason he stopped up was that chain. So this is the Austin Burners kind of watching. They are very consistent in their rollouts. And you could probably pick up on what they're doing pretty quickly as Zenith. Bringing that one in. Oh, whoa. Oh, what a stop. Single shot. That was unbelievable. As Big Bot's going to get it recovered on the near side. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Lever sending it in. Grabbed by Steel Skydiver. Sending it one out through the far tube. We're going to have a stack race forward. I see only a Blue Chain getting away cleanly. They do have a Leech. The Leech is going to come in now, pressuring. That's Chrome on the far side. Right behind Leverage. Leverage sending this one up. That's a bounce in. That hits the hand. Steel Skydiver. Thought he had the lane. Instead goes across the Whoosh there. Whoosh will make a lane. And instead goes a single shot. Oh, stop. Kaznaz gets that one picked off. Cleared out. Minute 15 as that one's in the far side trap.
And the Destroyers doing a great job here. This defense that they're bringing right now, as you see them kind of swap mentalities here. They got a 4-point lead. They're really holding on to that defense, and then now they find the open goal, trying to put one in. But a nice transition there by the Destroyers, picking up that defensive play and really looking to stuff and stop the Austin Burners and deny them the ability to close that gap.
Zenith with the far side, sending it back to Leverage. Leverage pressing in. They're going to go for a goal here. Right behind the goal, Kazaz juking in, brings it in front side, corner pocket. Front side, corner pocket. Does that mean something in some other sport? I feel like I just said something that means something in some other sport. I don't know. Doesn't matter. 6-point lead. Is that?
Billiards.
I'm hearing voices. You talking? Am I going crazy? What's going on right now?
Sir Dimwee, I said billiards.
Billiards. Thank you. Billiards. Oh my goodness. I'm losing my mind. Chrome, far side, setting up. Oh, single shot, not able to get the grab. 5 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Los Angeles Destroyers up by 6. Will stay up by 6 as they take the first quarter 13-7. Of course, that's where we'll carry over into the second. But before we move on to the second quarter, we have a quick word from our sponsors. We will be back in just a moment.
And we are in week 2 of the Nepa Pro Series. Catch all the action right here on our Twitch channel, the Nepa TV. Coming up on Saturday, the Chicago Wizards are going up against the Montreal Freeze. The St. Louis Hustle will take on the Florida Laser Sharks, and the Dallas Knights will face the New York Kings. You can only catch those right here on Nepa TV. For more information on the teams, follow Nepa TV on social media or visit nepavrpro.com. We are about to be back in the arena. This is a much closer match than some of those that we have seen this evening. Slight lead here, but I don't know. You think the Burners, or is Whoosh going to turn on his magic like he did last week? We shall see.
Yeah, the Burners are definitely still within spitting distance, keeping the game very, very close. But I think the Destroyers are doing an excellent job of transitioning between their offensive and defensive mindsets to keep the Burners at bay and keep them at arm's length, so that they can't close this gap, and then as they start to just stretch it out, just continue to make it a tougher problem for them to solve.
Now Zenith bringing it in, going to get the first goal here of quarter 2. Excuse me, of the second quarter. That's how you say it, guys. Come on, get with the program.
Quarter.
Program.
Say it with me. Quarter.
Oh my goodness. 8-point lead, Zenith.
We'll practice it.
Zenith the game high points, currently with 9 on the board. Scuff launch here from the Burners, so they do get there. Steel Skydiver quickly sending it to Chrome on the far side, under attack from that chain, and will turn over. Big Bob with the pickup. Sending out one to Leverage, far side. Leverage able to handle that one in the trap. Works out. Oh, that pass works out as well, though Kazanaz is not able to get away from that chain, but does get the pass off to Big Bot on the near side. More of a dump to the near side, but Big Bot got it recovered wonderfully. Leverage handles it on the back line, sending this one back in. Big Bot into the hands of Zenith. Pocket picked, actually stuffed by Steel Skydiver. Sending that one out through the near side tube. They have a chain in. They have a player in a single shot. Takes a single shot. That is some low-hanging fruit. And they're going to get in for the 2. It's a 6-point lead to the Destroyers. Still.
We'll take it. It's easy. We'll take it. Sometimes you gotta pluck the ones you can reach, man. Those are the ones you go for.
It was such low-hanging fruit. I felt like if I didn't acknowledge it, someone would think I got away with something and be angry at me. You know? like come on, man. Really, that one? Like
the internet's a judgy mistress, my friend.
It really can be. That far side. Chrome has this one here, setting that one up. They're going to get a 1v1 here. Whoosh walking this one in at the behest of Jeep Girls. Gets it in for the 2. Jeep Girls called it. Whoosh is on the board. Got his team back with it 4.
Yeah, and the Burners doing a great job of not letting the slow creep happen. You know, where you start to get a little bit behind. you do a little bit of a decent job of kind of stopping them, holding them at bay, but then they get a few more points, and then next thing you know, you look up and you go from a 7-point disadvantage to a 16-point disadvantage to a 20-point disadvantage, and it gets out of hand very quickly. So they're doing some nice work, picking up their defensive game, and just it's like that. I curse them as Zenith comes back in off of leverage for another 2 points, extended out to 6.
And Zenith came in, he was already squatting. As he comes in off the floor there, he's already down, and then as he comes in, he hops up, and that gets the goalie to come out to challenge, and Zenith hits him with the bottom side, kind of an underhanded pitch there on the goal there. It's leverage. He's going to get that one on a turnover here. Still a 6-point lead to the Los Angeles Destroyers as that one gets sent in. Good read by Steel Skydiver to collect it, sending it up to Whoosh here on the near side. Whoosh, long shot into the hands of Big Bot. Big Bot turning it around now for the Destroyers on the near side. Stunned out as he sends it up to Kaz. And as Kaz gets it to Leverage, Leverage had a lead for it, but did still collect it. It's Leverage now on the far side, sending that one into the hands of Zenith. Oh, big stop there. Steel Skydiver. Whoosh gets the fling and out of the bubble. That one's loose for a moment. Chrome with the pickup, sending that one out. They don't have a chain together. Actually, they do. He's going to get away freely. Steel Skydiver with a pickup. There's 2 in the bubble, sending it over to Single Shot, who gets stuffed by Kaznaz once again. Kaznaz has been doing exceptionally well in goal. I don't believe the stats are going to show it. As he's registering only 1 save as Zenith is going to get that one in. But I got to give credit to Kaz. Yeah, Kaz is only getting credited right now with 1 save, and that's because of the way he's been making these stops. He's stuffing. He's not waiting for the shot. He's challenging the shooters, stunning them out, and getting the turnovers and walking away with it. It's phenomenal performance from Kaz so far.
Yeah, just really making the Austin Burners work for it, and just denying the ability to close that point gap that they've been trying so hard this quarter and last quarter to close down and get this game a little bit closer. But the Destroyers really they're getting on their stride, man, and it's about to get dangerous for the Austin Burners if they don't put a stop to this in a hurry and put the brakes on the Destroyers offense.
Leverage sending it up here to Kaznaz near side, pulling Whoosh out. Whoosh is stunned out. Kaz pushes into the bubble. Leverage here on the back line, trying to pull a defender out. Does get one out. That's Whoosh coming out to challenge. Sends it across a Big Bot here near side. Kind of in a T, almost a Y setup here. Very interesting as they will get the goal here. Kaznaz gets a 1v1, pulls the defender out, gets by that defender, and gets one in on the goalie. But watching the mini map, I mean, they weren't, that wasn't a diamond, it wasn't a square, it was like a T or it was like a Y. Like a Y formation. We have a Y formation in Echo Arena. Huh. Who would have thunk it?
Yep. You never know. Oh, and getting bottled up coming out of the tunnels. That's going to hurt.
That one loose there, far side. Leverage moving in on it. Gets it. Sends it across Big Bot. That's good communication. Big Bot going to reset it there to Kaznaz. That is good communication. Destroyers showing us their good communication. I mean, that's the other thing. That's the thing about good communication. It comes through. You'll see it on stream as Big Bot bringing that one in. Stop there. I believe Steel Skydiver got the save. And was that Whoosh who got the clear? Steel gets it back again, sending out one up. Is that going to be on? No, it goes wide, and then careens around. Somehow Zenith got the grab. Ducking away from Steel Skydiver on the back line. Kaznaz shutting down that back chain. As Zenith sends that one out. They have a chain on the near side. Chain's going to chain after it. They're getting away clean. Oh my goodness, it goes in anyways. He did it. He did that last week.
Wow.
He did that last week. He did the same thing. That's not fair. I'm
He's on
salty.
a terror, man. And this is a slow creep. This is
That was Zenith. That was he did that exact same thing last week. A send in that it took like 3 bounces and then went in on the backside of the goal. Steel. Oh, Big Bot, big disruption. Leverage coming away with that one. It's not a lay in that defense. Austin Burners have a chain already back to the bubble now. 20 and 60. That was Steel and Whoosh. Kaznaz on the near side, sending one up into the hands of Zenith. He's been a monster in the bubble. He brings it in. He gets it. 15 points up are the Los Angeles Destroyers. 18 of those points belong to Zenith. And we're not even to the first half.
18.
Yeah, he is He's on fire. He is on fire today. Phenomenal. Leverage with 5 assists as well. Got to point that out. Single shot, stunned out. Gets that one to Chrome. Chrome, look at the 1v1. Oh, backs it out. So gets that one back to Steel Scott over on the back line. Steel, whoosh, whoosh to Chrome. Chrome not able to handle it. Steel with a fantastic recovery. The pocket pick by Big Bot. Big Bot with a good clear. Although that bounce is going to get it very near the goal. Not near enough, though. Big Bot gets his own clear in. Gets it in for the 2. Puts his team up by 17 points. Is there any time? There's only going to be 2 seconds on the clock. I just got to say it again as we approach the half here. Zenith with 18 points, leverage with 5 assists. Those 2 on fire on offense. Of course, Kaznaz has been doing all sorts of work on the back line. This Destroyers team is just a smooth functioning machine at the moment. But with that, our smooth functioning machine needs to pay some bills. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors.
Your cool uncle called? He wants you to ride a Harley. It's easy. Don't drive this. Ride this. Check out all of the new and pre-owned inventory at Greenmount Road Harley-Davidson. Don't let your uncle down. Get to Greenmount.
The Nepa Charity Cup, a LAN event you don't want to miss, will be March 18th through the 20th in St. Louis, Missouri. Busch Stadium is hosting the Nepa Charity Cup, supporting Special Olympics. So come on out to the Redbird Club for a LAN event that will put the faces to the names that you interact with in the community and help support a great cause. Go to nepavrpro.com for more information. You guys, this is a fantastic game. I love these teams. I love these players. I had the opportunity this week to meet up with Steel Skydiver and Whoosh from the Austin Burners and had a few moments to chat with them. Incredible young men. Take a look at what they had to say. So how is it, both of you getting to play for the Austin Burners?
It's pretty cool. I love it. It's a great team with great teammates around me, and we're just doing the best as we can. So, pretty good.
Steel?
It's great. I love all of the people on the team. It's so much fun.
Okay, if you had to choose somebody that you're looking forward to playing against the most this season, who would it be?
Dallas Knights. I want to beat Mozzie.
Oh, he's been called out. Do you feel that same way, Steel?
Yeah, I wanna play against Caesar though.
Very
Hopefully,
good.
when it comes, we'll win.
So November the 13th was the first time that you guys played together. Steel, you came up from the AAA division. How was that being now one of the professionals for the Nepa Pro Series?
It was a major switch, honestly. It went from like a more slower paced gameplay to what I'm more used to.
Whoosh, in your first Pro Series game, November the 13th, you scored an astronomical number of goals in that game. Tell me about it.
I mean, yeah, we were just playing. I mean, I don't know. It was a good game. Everyone helped out. Like, no one really did better, and no one really did worse than each other. We were all just doing as much as we could to win, and that's what we did. It was a team effort.
Now, you guys both do a good bit of content creation, and you seem to work really well together. How do you guys work out your content creation?
We just like have an idea. Like, we get an idea, or we get something to do, and then I just tell Steel what to do, and then he does it, and then he does amazingly. And I don't know. It's like I watch Steel do stuff, and I help him, and then we help each other out. Then we both do parts. Like, we will take it in, and we do stuff to it ourselves. I don't know. We just work well together.
And does that carry over onto the team?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Now, are you both going to be joining us at LAN?
Absolutely.
So, are you prepared to be questies?
No.
Not
Not
in
at
the
all.
slightest, no.
Nothing can prepare me for playing on Quest 2 competitively.
Who are you looking forward to meeting the most at LAN?
Each other.
You've never
anyone that I've
met?
known. No.
Have you ever met?
We
Oh.
live on opposite sides of the United States.
Yeah. Living in the West Coast isn't very great for meeting people. But yeah, just everyone in the community. It's going to be cool. There's no one that I don't want to meet. There's a ton of people that I do want to meet. So yeah, everyone.
And we are back, you guys. So in the Twitch chat, if you haven't seen it after that interview, well, during that interview, the Austin Burners have called out the Dallas Knights, and Caesar is responding. So there we go. Venom is asking who the interview was, and that was Steel Skydiver and Whoosh from the Austin Burners. What a match. We haven't quite seen the pop-off that we expected from the Austin Burners, but the LA Destroyers are certainly bringing it, with Zenith leading the pack there. So how do you think the rest of this game is going to play out? We're halfway done. We've got another 16 minutes of gameplay. Is it going to balance?
I think so. I do think so. I think the Austin Burners are an exceptionally talented team. They have an exceptionally deep roster, and Zenith popping off is really something they're going to have to work on specifically. They're going to have to talk that one out, and they're going to have to figure out how to shut them down. They have to shut down Zenith. They have to. I mean, they have to at this point. That's goal number one. Goal number two, score. So adjustment number one, shut down Zenith. Adjustment number two, start scoring. Which is going to come down to possession, moving it down the field, not turning it over at mid, not getting intercepted, not getting stuffed by Kaznaz, which means you're going to have to come in 2v1. You're going to have to send in cup passes. You're not going to be able to walk that one in on Kaz. It's just not happening. It's not happening. These are players that are probably accustomed to walking in like Zenith has been all night, and Kaznaz has not been allowing it. And I expect them to make some adjustments in that regard. They have to, basically. If they don't, this points differential, 28-11, 17 points in between, is just going to get wider and wider. They have to make those adjustments. They have to start coming in on Kaznaz 2v1. They have to get him stunned out before they send in the shots. They have to get him stunned out before you get into the bubble with the disc, because the moment you get in, he stuffs you. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of adjustments needed here from the Austin Burners. But it's possible. It's absolutely possible for them to make those adjustments and for them to get back those 17 points.
Do you feel like the personal, these guys they haven't met, as they discussed in the interview with me, but in person, but they've played together for a long time. Do you think that those personal relationships that are, bigger than just being on a team, how much does that weigh into the game?
It is, at this level, it's significant. It is if you have a repertoire with your teammates at this level, it is a significant advantage over the other teams, and that's why it's got to come down to when you get together as a team, whether or not you have that repertoire, whether or not you have that cohesion already there. That's what those initial practices are about. The first month, the first 2 months, the first 3 months of getting together, really perpetually. But you've got to get used to each other's play styles. You've got to get that cohesion. You've got to be able to read each other's minds, basically, which sounds ridiculous, but when you've played with someone enough, and anybody who's played on a team for a significant amount of time, for even an insignificant amount of time, the more you play with those people, the more you realize that you know what they're going to do before they do it, because they have habits, you have habits, and you start realizing how your habits slide in with their habits. And that's where that cohesion works out, and it gets to the point where you can start, you can work out plays without a word of communication. There's a kind of a, I would call it a community myth at this point of a game that the Illuminati played back when, that was played exclusively with I think it was the word dude. Dude, that was it. Was it dude? I don't think it was the word dude, but it was one word the whole game. Yo. Oh, it was yo. Yo, the whole game. Yo. That was it. One word, and they won the game, just communicating with the one word yo. And that comes down to that group cohesion and how important it is at this level. Whoosh! Hook shot goes wide, but collected by Chrome. Gets that one in. The first goal here of the second half.
And Speedy confirmed that it was indeed yo down in the Twitch chat down there.
Speedy they probably didn't win the game. But look, that's why I called it a community myth. Okay, because that's how it happens. Oh, missed joust there from the Destroyers. They collect, but Chrome gets it on the far side over to single shot. Gets the 1v1 and gets it in on the goalie in transition. And that's, I believe was that Zenith in the goal? No, it was Kaz. Single Shot does get that one in. They're back within 13 now, only a minute into this third quarter. Back to second half as well. Please embellish it more, dude. That's how these things work, man. That's how these things work. That's why it's community myths. You know, that's why they see. That's why they say don't meet your heroes, because they never live up to the hype. Because this is what happens. So that's what I mean. Don't ever meet Speedy. It's Big Bot. 2 points.
I mean, that's how Bigfoot started, right? You don't ever want to meet Bigfoot because it'll just ruin the myth. It'll ruin the myth.
Exactly. He's probably boring.
Yeah, he probably is. He's probably terrible in conversation.
Yep.
I imagine probably not a great dude to have a beer with, but that's why you just let the myth happen.
Word is he has no self-awareness. None.
Zero.
None.
Zero.
He talks full volume in a doctor's waiting room. A single shot. Steel Skydiver. Gets that one in. Gonna put his team back within 13 here. Still 14 minutes left in this game. 6 in this quarter, 8 in the next. It's a plus
Still
in between.
Plenty of time left.
Plenty of time as this team is doing it really well here in the second half. And Destroyers on this offensive joust, setting up very aggressive as they send 2 all the way out, but it turns over. Chrome, long shot, is going to be intercepted by Kaznaz on the back line. Kaz has been doing so well on that back line tonight at Zenith over the leverage. That's kind of how it's been. It hasn't been when you look at the teams where there's been like one player doing really well on offense, they always had somebody else on the back line doing really well on defense as Zenith. Kaznaz. Ultimately, Kaznaz gets that one in. Like the Denver Raptors. Witt on the back line, Zach W on offense. You know, it's been a pair all night. It's been about these pairs. Kaznaz and Zenith here for the Destroyers. It's kind of a story. They're up by 15, but only 15. With still so much time to go. No, another scuff launch here from the Burners. Well, they do handle it. Oh, no. Intercepted there. Leverage. It's Zenith cutting in. Leverage to Zenith. Sends it in. Oh, a little bit off. Good recovery here by the teammate Big Bot. Gets it in for the 2. They're up by 17.
Yeah, and the Destroyers are, the Burners came in from the half. Obviously talked about some strategies, some tactics about how they were going to try and put the brakes on the Destroyers, and the Destroyers are answering right away like, no, we are still doing the same thing we've been doing for first half. We've got it dialed in, and we're going to continue to bring the pressure the entire time, and they're continuing to bottle up as they race to the 40-point line to try and put this game away.
Got to give Chrome some credit on that one. It was a beautiful slap pass to Whoosh. Got it there very quickly. You'll see it on the replay. You did just see it on the replay. But Whoosh, after the Kaz, that's what Kaz got to get the stuff. He can't just pick the pockets. He's got to get those stuffs in. Got to get the stuns off as well, as Whoosh was able to recover on it. Little chain breaker here as you see the Destroyers setting up in their own zone, now pushing up into mid. If you watch that one back, look at the mini map. Nobody pushed into the Austin Burner zone until they had the disc at mid. Big Bot going behind the goal there to Zenith. Zenith trying to breathe out the goal. He does. Gets it in for the 2. They're up by 17 again.
And the Burners I don't think the Burners have an answer right now to how to stop the LA Destroyers offense. And I think they're so worried about right now defense that they aren't able to mount an offense. They got a couple shots in there, put some points on the board. And scuff another coming out, and Zenith able to put it back in for another long shot 3 just outside the bubble. But you can see it in the Burners play. They are very, very concerned about the defense, and coming out, they should be thinking offense, and right there they roll right past the disc, which just sets the Destroyers up to put another 3 on the board. And that's a little bit of a mental breaker.
Notable that goal went in at 6 meters a second. So one of the slowest goals tonight, if not the slowest.
Just enough. It's just got to be moving forward.
Exactly. I mean, what goes in, goes in. Zenith gets another one. He's just piling them on. 25 points that man has in this game. Nobody else is double digits yet. Kaz is close with 8. Whoosh is close with 8. Big Bot with 6. Zenith with 25.
So close. Very
ridiculous.
Close.
I talked about. I've been talking about how the league format is going to make individual players are going to shine a lot more. This is what I'm talking about. There's so much time in the game that a player hasn't. If this was a VRML game, you'd be looking at the game would already be over, and Zenith would have maybe hit 20 points. Here, it just keeps going and going. There's still another quarter left as Kaznes gets that one handled. There's still another quarter left. Zenith has a lot more time to continue that show, or there's time for someone like Chrome to come in and say, hey, it's my turn. Beautiful shot there, 11 meters out on the fade. Good for the 3.
And the Burners need to start doing a lot more of that. They need to pick up these threes, start to force the Destroyers to start playing more defense, because I mean they've been doing a great job on defense already, right? But they leave one back. I think as Kaznes occasionally comes up and does some good work, but the Burners have not quite cracked the code to how to put the Destroyers on the defensive yet.
Destroyers came out on another chain breaker there again in their own zone, but it doesn't work out this time as Steel Skydiver with it over to single shot. The whoosh, nice disc movement. Wow. 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 You know, we talk about they're the best players in the world. They stuff like that, that's what proves it. What they just did there, that's what proves it. What a play. Single shot whoosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Just outstanding movement by the Burners. If they keep that up, I mean, they got a real chance here in the fourth quarter of closing this down.
I'm flabbergasted. Love that word.
I can get you autographs later if you want. I know some people.
You know what? I would appreciate that. I need some memorabilia. It's not for eBay, I promise. Zenith, we have the goal line, a big bot. Oh, Chrome says no. Turning it around, they have a chain out. Maybe an opportunity here for one more goal to end the quarter. No, it's going to be Kaznes with the pickup and the clear out, sending it up to Loveridge here. 5 seconds on the quarter. Loveridge sending us one up. Oh, no. Zenith, the man, the myth. Is he a legend? I don't know. I don't even think he's old enough
getting there.
Well,
don't dive the man out.
19-point lead to the Destroyers at the end of the third quarter. We have a quick word from our sponsors as I get reprimanded.
Friday nights at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern. Head over to nepavrpro.com/late night for Late Night with Ivan Thrive. Now this week, Ivan has sat down with White Dragon from Ready at Dawn. He's one of the Echo Arena developers, so be sure to catch this one. Go to nepavrpro.com/late night Friday nights at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern to catch Late Night with Ivan Thrive. Now, Sir Dimwee and Nails, you guys, I was just comparing a few things while we were waiting on that commercial break, and the last group of games, all 3 were won by the blue team? Nope, orange team. This week, so far, blue team is winning, and they're maintaining that lead here in this fourth quarter of this final game of the evening. Will it
You
hold?
know what that means?
No. Nothing.
The Illuminati. It's conspiracy. It is
Dude,
conspiracy.
we should call it. We should call it every game day. Is it going to be a blue or an orange day? You never know. But dude, we could start some. We could definitely start something on Twitch there for some betting to see who's going to walk away with. Rather than betting on the team, you just figure out, is it a blue week or is it an orange week? You never know.
You know, with 3 games, it works out actually.
Yeah,
So there will be, yeah. That could be a thing. As a slap in here from the Destroyers. 30 seconds in, fourth quarter. Oh, nice send out there by was that Steel Skydiver? No, single shot. Chrome sending this one up into the hands of Steel Skydiver. There he is. Uh-oh, Zenith somehow comes away with that. Zenith with the magnetic hands, although they do say actually you want to put your oh yeah, Kaznes.
Ooh,
22-point lead to the Destroyers.
Kaz doing them dirty. Nice work.
Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. What's that even mean? I don't know. Austin Burners, they have changed up their strategy. They were rolling out with it was almost exclusively relays, but they were different executions on. It was a very interesting initial strategy there from the Austin Burners. But at this point, it looks like they have completely just done away with that. They are on some other strategy now that I'm not having as easy in a time reading, which I believe is the point. I hope that sentence was understandable. Zenith collecting it here, gets it away. Destroyer's back in possession. This is oh no, long shot. That's into the bubble. Steel Scott ever gets there first. They have to start scoring right now. 22 points. You know, that is a minimum of 8 goals the Austin Burners would need here to get this comeback, which is possible. Big bot, up to the ceiling there. Kaznaz coming in 1v1 off the backboard, goes wide. Leverage is looking to collect it there far side. It will actually be Zenith. Zenith stunned out, double stun. Disc is loose. Leverage looking to recover, slaps it up. Gets it into the hands of Kaznaz. Kaz across the big bot. Big bot isn't, does get there. Brings it in, hits it for the 2. 24 points to the Destroyers. Well,
wow.
Oh, yeah.
The Destroyers just running away with it. And to your point, I think the Burners are they're swapping up their play and their strategy, but I think right now they're just they're hunting for something that works. You got 5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, and they have yet to find a way to stop the Destroyers' offense and really poke holes in their defense. Chrome got on a little bit of a run there but it wasn't quite enough for them to close the gap.
Kaznaz narrowly getting that one out of the bubble. Oh no. Chrome, whoosh to Chrome. Chrome coming in off that left side shoulder, gets it in for the 2. Brings his team back within 22. 5 minutes to go here. Still a tall order. Still possible. Still possible. This would be one of those, you get a victory like this, and you're on the cover of some newspaper tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, like they're still possible, but I think by this point the Burners would have had to have figured out something that was working for them, that they were going just basically on an unanswered scoring streak, and we haven't quite seen that yet. So see what they come up with.
It would basically have to be like a player at this point. Some player would have to pop off.
Yeah.
Some player would just have to start scoring. Catching the Destroyers off balance, hitting those long threes off of steals and interceptions. Big boss sending one in off the ceiling. Skadoosh. Well, we've had a cloud shot. We've now had a ceiling shot. If we get a wall shot, that would be the trifecta on the evening. So let's root for a tongue shot here tonight. To get that, that's our hat trick. Or that's our that's our hat trick.
I like it. I want to see it. Send it out. Somebody make it happen.
I was going to ask you if we could issue challenges. Like this week, you have to do X, Y, and Z shot during the game.
Oh yes. Forehand.
I don't know if I'd be interested in what the players' opinions on that idea would be. A single shot. That was off the post. Whoosh, stunned out. Zenith with the pickup.
They don't get a vote, dude. We just tell them, like, hey, we need to see one of these, or you're out of the league.
Oh my. Lovers Kaz stunned out. 3 minutes to go here. So 25 points. That is a minimum of 7, 8, 9 goals. Is that scooped out there? This is 8. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. 15 seconds to score that many goals. I don't think it's possible. This one's up mid here. Picked up by Whoosh, turning it around for the Burners. Sending that one in. I do believe 2 minutes and 40 seconds is the point of no return. And Zenith sends that one back. As we hit that mark, this will be in the hands of the Los Angeles Destroyers. Just waiting on a final score now. Zenith coming out on the bubble. Also, we do got another 40-point game for a team here. So another one there for Palador's supposition. A single shot. Excuse me, it was not a single shot. Got the stop. But that is a goal there. Destroyers up by I'm done. Am I done doing math? 27?
You're never done doing math. Keep doing the maths.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, they, again, the 40-point line is quickly becoming very much a thing. And we saw the Raptors get very close in the last game, but, you got to close that gap very, very quickly. And with a 53-26 point difference. I mean, wow. The Destroyers just really making a statement tonight.
Yeah, a statement indeed. Really tearing up the Austin Burners this evening. And again, I mean, you look at these rosters. The Burners are not a soft team. This is a very good team, a very exceptionally talented team.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, what was the score of their game they played? Do you remember what the score was of the game they played last week where they won? I thought they hit the 40-point mark.
I don't know off the top of my head. I could check real quick. Actually, I have a reference right in front of me. The Austin Burners, they played St. Louis last week. The score was actually I'm not sure, but they scored.
It's 41-21.
41-21. There you go.
I'm sorry, 41-24.
41-24.
Yeah, they went on a terror, right? And then so I mean, again, to your previous point in the last game, like these teams are so evenly balanced. Like you never know who's going to roll on top. It very much comes down to the day, how tight your gameplay is, how tight the communication is. And you can see one team come out on top, just roll roughshod one week, and then come back to this. Zenith with another slam dunk for 2 points, rolling it to a 55-28 spread.
Yeah, and this has been quite the performance for Los Angeles Destroyers. Yeah, as you say, I mean, it kind of comes down to the day. Although, now I'm interested to see Los Angeles Destroyers take on the Cyclones.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, the Destroyers are coming off a loss.
Yeah, that's right. They are. They lost to I have it written down somewhere. The
Raptors.
The Raptors. Yeah, the Denver Raptors, who just lost to. No, did they win?
No, they lost.
They lost. Yeah, Leverage gets that one in. 29-point difference as we end the game, end the match, 57-28. And it's just even goes to show you. I mean, anybody who watched the draft, no one can really say that the picks weren't even. That the teams that came out of that weren't even teams. They are. And it's just this kind of but you can still end up with these lopsided 57-28. One player has a good night. Zenith has a good night. It's just this is what a performance from the Destroyers in this one. They really came out to play this evening.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that just goes to the point of any team. You're coming off a loss, right? You make some adjustments. You're angry. You're hungry. Coming into your next match, and then the other team's coming off of a win, right? Not saying that the Burners were playing lazy at all, right? But they're going to go with the formula that worked for them in the last game, and like we saw in the old format, the second round is always the adaptation round, and that's kind of the same thing. These teams are going to come in off a loss, making some adaptations, making some changes, and they're going to find what works for them, and that's just making the team stronger. Obviously, you don't want to take a bunch of losses in order to get better, but those losses are going to force you to make changes and force you to improve your gameplay, and that's what we saw out of the Destroyers tonight, is just making that gameplay happen and really starting to pick up where they left off against the Raptors to come back and really stick it to the Burners tonight, and the Burners just couldn't stop them.
That's correct. And so, no, I completely agree. That was insane tonight. And regardless of who played, we know Blue won. So I'm just kidding. That was amazing. Amazing gameplay from everybody.
That's what's important.
It was Blue.
That's what's important.
No, who is our player of the game?
It's easy for me. It's Zenith. I mean, the man went off tonight. Like, really? Like, what else do you need to say? Look at the points. Look at the play style. Look at how aggressive he was, beating up the bubble, beating up the long shots, and just how much of a problem he was for the Burners tonight. Zenith.
I go back to I was saying at one point that tonight was kind of a game. There was a lot of games where a single player popped off, but it was always in pair. There was an offensive player popping off and a defensive player popping off. So Zach W and Witt. Here it was Zenith and Kaznaz, and although I'm gonna agree with you, Zenith for MVP, Kaznaz is the immediate runner-up. I mean, he's right there. I almost want to split the award between the two of them because Kaznaz did exceptional on the back line. He got credited for 5 saves. I would say he actually probably has about 10 in the game at least, and that to me is kind of what puts him up there. But how strong Zenith played on offense tonight. Every time he had the disc in the bubble, not every time. There were a couple good saves on him. But most of the time when he had the disc in the bubble, he was reliable. He was going to score. He kind of looked like Oculizator a little bit in the bubble, how reliable he was in the bubble. So Zenith, I'll agree with Zenith on this one, or I'll agree with Nails on this one. Zenith MVP for this game.
I think you're agreeing with Zenith as well. I think Zenith
Yeah.
also thinks he's the player of the game, as the great demoralizer for the Burners.
Right.
Indeed.
Well, those were great games. You guys, thank you so much for joining me, Sir Dimwee, Nails. Be back Saturday. We've got more fantastic